Good morning, long time no talk. It has been truly forever since I have talked to you guys. This has got to be the longest I've gone without posting a YouTube video, and let me tell you, it does not feel good. We were traveling. We had to go to Arizona for my papa's funeral, so this was now over a week, almost 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow it will be 2 weeks. Because we were already over that direction, we went to St. George, Utah to visit Bailey and Zach, meet their little girl Marlo, also meet with Mike. He helps me with my website stuff, my app stuff, and with Worth It. Anyway, I hope everything has been going great for you guys since the last video I posted over 2 weeks ago. So weird. Anyway, we're just gonna get right on into it. A Q&A. I posted a box on Instagram and we have a good amount of questions to get through, so we're just gonna get right into it. The first 3 questions I'm seeing are all about sleep training. If we did sleep training, if it worked well for Emmy, and what style we did. We did do sleep training. That was something I originally definitely didn't want to do, but we just kind of got to a place where it was like, what do we have to lose? Like, we were struggling, Emmy was struggling. It was like 2+ months of 15 or more wakings every single night. And then obviously she was compensating for that during the day a little bit. So we just got stuck in this really bad cycle. It was not great. So we ended up reaching out to Samantha Day Sleep Consulting. I'm pretty sure that's her Instagram. I had a couple friends refer her. They worked with her and saw great results, and they felt like she really tailored the plan to what they were comfortable with, what their baby was like. So I felt really comfortable with that. Had a 1-hour call with her. I don't remember exactly what style, what she called it, but basically we started off at 2 minutes. We also decided to start her in her crib that very first night we started it. So she had been sleeping in our room up until 8 months, 7 months, something like that. We moved her into her crib. She did really well with that. But anyway, we started with 2 minutes, and then we'd go in for 30 seconds, rub her back, shush her, basically everything except for pick her up to try to get her used to her crib and used to falling asleep on her own. So we'd go in there for 30 seconds, then go in, or then wait 3 minutes, same thing. And that worked really, really well for her. Once again, I've said this on my Instagram too. I hope, I genuinely hope I don't have to, it's not even have to. I hope it doesn't come to this though with our future kids, because I would love to not do that. But truly, we were at a loss. And this is one of the other things I've learned from becoming a parent, is just I always knew never say never, but I feel really when it comes to kids, everything is so different. Every kid is so different. Situations are so different, how they go through different milestones, all of it. So I try to go into everything with a very open mind now, because you just never know. So she did really well with it. I think honestly she was struggling to sleep because she's a belly sleeper, and when she was sleeping in with us, she was on her back, and then every time because she had started rolling over, every time she rolled over, she would just scream and cry, and then we'd pick her up and then she'd scream and cry. Us being there for her was not helping, because I think she was just tired but couldn't get comfortable. So us doing that gentle sleep training, I think it just got her to realize that she liked being on her belly and was more comfortable. So now she's great at falling asleep. On a totally, this is gonna be all over the place, I think. What size do you wear in your discipline over motivation sweatshirts? I am going to do some new merch, because the stuff I have available is so old. But the discipline over motivation one is probably my favorite, and the beautiful human. I think they're really cute. I wear a medium if I want it to fit a normal sweatshirt, not oversized or anything, because once you wash them, they do shrink a little bit. If I want an oversized, I would get a large. So medium or large, depending on how I want it to fit. How you and Chris prioritize relationship / having alone time. We actually recorded a podcast while we were in Utah, and on Bailey and Zach's, it's called Turner Talks. If you want to listen to that, we dove really deep into being a new parent, owning a business, a lot of just very honest, real conversations. So we did touch on this a little bit, but how do we prioritize our relationship and having alone time? I truly think it just comes down to making time. In the very beginning, I don't think we were very good at that at all, because you're so tired. I just wanted to go to bed. He would go downstairs and watch TV. He also kind of wanted to be alone, and I was just exhausted. So I would go straight up to bed, and that was not great for our relationship. We weren't communicating very much. We weren't getting much alone time outside from time together where Emmy wasn't there. So what we've been doing for the past 2 or 3 months, after Emmy goes down to bed, if it's nice outside, we'll go outside, play football, or like hit the volleyball a little bit, or just sit outside and enjoy the weather. We're obviously still at our house. We have the monitor. We are close enough to Emmy. But that's been super fun. And then we'll go watch like a show together downstairs or a documentary. And then I'll either go to bed or work, and then he stays up late and works. So we've just carved out time in the evening and just kind of made it more of a priority, whereas before it wasn't a priority. As soon as she went to bed, we would both go and work, which was great. Like, we felt good getting work done, but not great for the relationship because we weren't really spending any kind of quality time together, just the two of us. So that has been really helpful for us. We still like to go out on little date nights. Normally we'll still take Emmy just because we enjoy going out and having her there, but also having someone babysit while you go out on a date night if you're comfortable with that. But I honestly, the thing that has helped our relationship more, and I feel like get back to our pre-baby relationship, is like those little day-to-day times when you can spend time together, because like date nights are fun, but it's also so planned. Sometimes you're not even in the mood to really leave the house, but having those little moments at like some point in the day where you're just spending time, the two of you, is really nice. And for us, that makes more of a difference than going out on a date night, just the two of us. Like, those are fun, but most of the time we enjoy having Emmy there. And we both love our time in the evenings where we go outside, be active for a little bit, and then relax on the couch. Do you still track macros, or do you eat intuitively? You look amazing. Thank you so much, Jaden. I do not track macros. I haven't tracked macros, honestly, in forever. It's been, I would say, definitely since before Emmy was born, like way before Emmy was born. So probably like 2.5 or 3 years, honestly. That being said, if you've ever tracked before, especially for a longer period of time, you just kind of have some of those, like the macros for certain foods, like ingrained in your head, or you remember what serving sizes look like. Like, it just gives you a better idea of what you're consuming, and that sticks with you. So it makes it easier to eat intuitively and not go like totally overboard on servings and stuff, if that makes sense. But I honestly, I don't think I'd go back to tracking at all unless I had very specific goals and I was struggling to reach those goals without tracking. Are you still breastfeeding / pumping, or have you fully weaned? I am still pumping. We're done breastfeeding because she bit me once and it wasn't too bad. She tried to bite me a second time and I realized what was happening and I stopped it, but she would have gotten me. And then she bit me a third time and it really, really, really hurt. So I was like, okay, we're done. That's it. So I'm still pumping at night and in the mornings. I actually haven't pumped this morning and it's already noon. So I might be going down to just one pumping session. My goal was 6 months. For the longest time, I didn't even think I was going to make it to 6 months because our breastfeeding journey was also not linear, wasn't easy, but I'm so glad I stuck with it for as long as I did. And yeah, she has had no issues since switching over to formula. Doesn't, like, the taste doesn't seem to bother her at all. You can't tell if she's drinking a breast milk bottle or a formula bottle based off of how she consumes it. She just inhales all of it. But she still gets, I would say, half of her, or like a third to a half of her milk comes from breast milk and the other half is supplemented with formula. We will be full formula here soon. I would assume she's gonna be 11 months this month, which is crazy. Are you doing baby-led weaning or just purees for baby M? We did some baby-led weaning, but not like exclusively. To be honest, it stressed me out. And even talking to my her pediatrician, she also kind of just confirmed what I was already feeling. And so for those reasons, I chose to do a mixture of puree and then some baby-led weaning. That's just what we were comfortable with. Emmy did really well with it. She loved purees. So now we have like the little squeeze tubes. Those are really easy to travel with. What is your biggest tip to stay consistent on YouTube and in the gym? Biggest tip to stay consistent, I feel like just across the board, you have to find a routine that works for you, that allows you, or I guess gives you like the best opportunity to stay consistent. finding a routine that just like fits it, where things fit into your lifestyle, just makes it so much easier. So for me, I know I need to work out in the morning if I'm going to work out. If not, the chances of me actually getting some kind of workout in go down to like 20% versus 100%. So that was my situation today, which I'm honestly glad I stayed home because Emmy was kind of having a morning. She has like her top 2 teeth are so close to breaking through, and obviously that's very uncomfortable. So she was having a little bit of a morning. Chris wasn't feeling the best, so I was able to be here and help him a little bit more. But yeah, consistency, finding a routine that works for you, finding foods that you enjoy, and, you know, making sure you have things in the fridge accessible so you can stick to that diet and macros or whatever you're doing. The gym, find a time of day where you can stay the most consistent, or find a time of day that works best for you so you can get there more often. So being honest with yourself about, if you can't make it to the gym, then find a home program you like a lot and just get some dumbbells and resistance bands and you're good to go. And then YouTube wise, I'm clearly not the right person to ask right now. I've been struggling to stay consistent, but same thing, like I have to get in a routine of just carrying my camera around and always having it with me. But before I get to that point, I will usually make a list of like, these are the videos I want to do. So it just gives me like a checklist to go down basically. That's what I'm doing now. Q&A is like my starting video, and then I'm going to do a nighttime routine with Emmy, and then a vlog. We have a Lululemon haul, so making lists also helps, I feel like, if you're someone who likes to like physically check something off. It's very satisfying. How long are you planning on pumping? Already kind of talked about this. I would assume I'll be done within the next month. I'm just a little burnt out by it, if I'm being honest, and she's doing so well with everything else. I feel like my breastfeeding journey is coming to an end, and I'm okay with it. Dream collab or sponsors? That's a great question. I've said this before, I would love to collab with Lululemon, but honestly, I doubt that would ever happen just because they're such a large company, and there was talk about it. Like, I brought it up years ago, and the affiliate manager that I was working with back then, who I think would have been the person to really like keep that dream alive and help me work towards that, she's gone. She actually had a baby herself, and maternity leave is 18 months, which, you know, great for them. But I have a new affiliate manager now. She's also great. But I just feel like since that switch happened, that little like goal I had, not little huge goal I had, has just kind of gone away. So that would be a dream collab. Other brands to work with? I don't know. The other dream collab or to work with would be APL, because you guys know I love the Athletic Propulsion Lab shoes. Also not likely at all, but that would be really cool because I love their shoes. How long were you trying to conceive before you got pregnant? We were really lucky. We got pregnant the first time trying. Honestly, now having so many friends going through just like trying to have kids or pregnant or have kids, it is just wild how different everybody's experience is, and it makes me grateful and just blessed that we got pregnant so soon. Pregnancy is already just full of so many stressors. I can't imagine having a really stressful beginning process. I feel like that would just add more anxiety onto the being pregnant process. But yeah, we were super lucky and we got pregnant the first time. Who knows if that will be our experience next time, but yeah, we were very blessed that first time around. Tips for a baby with reflux. Oh, I hope your baby doesn't have reflux, but I'm assuming from this they probably do. Talk to your pediatrician. We tried a bunch of different things. I did not an elimination diet, but I eliminated dairy from my diet for forget how long. That made no change with what we were going through, what she was going through. And we ended up getting her on a medication, and I honestly wish we would have just done it sooner because it was like night and day. It didn't stop her from spitting up, but it stopped it from hurting, and she was a much happier baby. Starting any new businesses? No, but we do have some very fun things that are getting very close to being done with Worth It, which is exciting. And when we were in St. George, they're known for their like dirty sodas. Chris and I fell in love with those. So they have Swig, Quench It, and there's one other one there. We were like joking, but also not really joking, that we wanted to open something like that in Columbus because it's already a food testing market. So we have a lot of food here, and I feel like it would just be a great market to try something like that because we have nothing like that around here. We looked into it, how much it would be to open a Swig franchise. Oh my gosh, you have to commit to like 5 locations. There's all this criteria you have to meet, and it is insanely expensive. So I don't know if we're gonna be doing that. It would be cool if we could find someone to like go in on that with. Maybe just do something totally separate, like instead of having a Swig franchise, opening up our own, calling it something obviously different. Who knows? Probably not gonna happen. So long story short, no new businesses. Do you find it hard to separate time with Emmy to get time with Chris? I feel like I already touched on this. During the day, no. At night, that is just like, we both know that's when we're gonna spend time together, and it works out well for us. We both love spending time with her during the day. And because we both work from home, we have to like tag team the parenting roles during the day. So like right now I have alone time. He has her at the gym with him in the child care center, so he gets some alone time too, but that's like the only time we have someone helping us watch her. So in the mornings, I'll usually work out while he watches her. When I get home, I watch her until she naps. Today I ended up contact napping with her because she was struggling, I think, from her teeth. He takes her to the gym. I have some time. They get home. I watch her. Like, we're constantly just tag teaming it. And then in the evenings, we always spend at least an hour or 2 together, just like quality time. So it's definitely different. Like, you have to plan for it more, or else it's easy to just not prioritize it. But that's been working really well for us. Any baby names you love for boys and girls you'll never personally use? Let me go to my list. Chris and I were actually just, we were going through this recently again. Oh, that's baby faves, not baby names. Okay, so I, growing up, loved the name Carson for a boy. My hairdresser named her son that, and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. Her son is also like 21 years old now. So obviously since then, Carson has become very popular. But I thought Carson Lee Vogel, I thought that would be adorable. I also liked the name Cameron Lee, thought that was really cute. Chris said no to that. We had, I think Hudson's really cute. I don't think we'd ever use Hudson. We had Luke. I have Avery for a boy and a girl. I think that's adorable, but I also think that's very popular right now. For a girl, like before we had Emmy, we were going between Emerson and Emery. I think, oh, it's noon on a Wednesday. That's the test alarm going off if you can hear it. Obviously, we're not going to use both. We went with Emerson, but I think Emery's really cute, Emery. I also liked Gabriella a lot, to call her Gabby. Fave non-workout shoes. I have the like foam Birkenstocks. I wear those every single day. And then I got a pair off of Amazon. It's called like Wee Wee Ya something, I don't know. They're super comfortable. They're not the cutest, but they're very comfy. So I've basically just been living in those. And then I like my Converse. I have little UGG slip-ons, like not fuzzy shoes, little UGG sneakers. Those are really cute. You can kind of dress them up a little bit more. They're like casual dressy. Has your cycle been consistent since coming back postpartum? Yes, except for this last month. To be honest, since we're talking about it, my cycle has always been very consistent. And I track it on the Flow app, and because I've tracked it in there enough, it's like very spot on. Whenever it says I'm gonna get my period, I always get it that day. And we were in St. George and my period was 2 days late. I thought I was pregnant. Turns out my period was just late for the first time in a very long time. So it is normally consistent. It's normally very consistent, but this last month, I don't know what happened, but still, I mean, 2 days isn't that far off. But for me, when it's always spot on, and I had like no symptoms that I was gonna get my period this last time, it's very weird. But yeah, it is normally very consistent. But I will say my cycle postpartum is awful compared to what it was before getting pregnant. I would always get like some kind of cramping the day before my period, and then the first day was always uncomfortable but never awful. Now the cramping is really bad before and like halfway into my cycle, and then the ovulation cramping is in just like pain is worse than my actual period cramps and pain. So that's new, that's weird. I talked to a couple of my friends who've had kids and they said the same thing. So I know it's not uncommon, but the ovulation cramping and pain is truly not fun. Which program is best for postpartum? They're talking about my workout programs I offer. I guess this is a good one to end on. I just had the newest 8-week challenge launch. Fit and functional workouts are normally like 45 to 60 minutes. There's optional cardio in there. It's a 5 to 6 day split rather than the 30-minute is only a 4-day split. So it's just a shorter condensed version. Postpartum, it depends how far into your postpartum journey you are, how you're feeling, what you have time for. I would assume, like, even when I got back into working out, I started with just the 30-minute program because it's shorter. I only needed 4 days a week rather than 5 to 6, which I just didn't feel like I could commit to that. So I would probably say start with one of the 30-minute burn guides. If you have time to go to the gym, do the gym version. If not, you can do the home, or you can get a combined version if you have more than just like dumbbells and bands at home. But yeah, I would probably start with that. And then as you get consistent with that schedule, if you want to start working out a little bit more, then do the fit and functional programs. Same thing, home or gym or combo, whatever you want. First video back. Feels good. I need to go start editing this now, but thank you so much for asking questions. If you put any questions in the box on Instagram, I obviously didn't get to all of them, but I feel like a lot of them are just starting to turn into like baby questions, pregnancy questions, all the lifestyle things, which I'm totally here for because that's obviously the majority of my life right now. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. There will be lots of videos to come. I have basically everything I need for the next Lululemon haul, so I'll probably record that this weekend. And then I'm gonna do the nighttime routine, morning routine, all those little videos with Emmy because a lot of you seemed very interested in those. And yeah, so I will see you later. Have a wonderful rest of your day and look forward to those videos coming very soon because we are gonna get back into it.